So ForGround started actually about 18 months ago, kicked it off in August of 22. What it is a regenerative ag platform. It's a place where we put really three main things. One, our agronomy team and our agronomic support, kind of content, advice, all of that kind of built into there. We also have a number of collaborations with different companies and benefit partners to help provide discounts for growers that sign up. And that's also where you find the Bayer Carbon Program. It's kind of a three pillars of that place. But ForGround's kind of that home where we put all this. Growers can come in, they use their Climate Field View account, they log in, doesn't cost anything, and then you can kind of explore around from there. It's kind of what we say. Yeah, so I mean, yield and carbon credits would be a whole other two different stories, right? The agronomic side is always where I start. Because I've been talking about cover crops and no-till, that's pretty much the practices that you find yourself in these programs. I've been talking about that for a long time, just because in a lot of places it makes agronomic sense. Now there's some places where it doesn't work, or at least not right away, right? It might take a little more time, but we've seen that there are a number of benefits to doing this, and it can take a little time. It's not a first-year benefit. It might be a year 3 to 4 or 5, but you can see your soil really start to change, the organic matter, water holding capacity. It's really focusing on the soil. And I think most growers know that the better the soil you have, that's your better producing ground. There's lots of this that comes within that, but it's really focused on the agronomic first. So if you get the agronomic stuff figured out, then it's like, all right, what's it worth in the carbon world? And that's ever changing. I think just our announcement, recently here today is, we've expanded states, we've expanded crops. I think we're up to 28 states now and 12 crops that are eligible. So there's building more and more opportunities, I think, for farmers to make it fit. Everyone's rotation's different, everyone's, system is a little different, but like, how does it work on the farm? So our program in particular is, we pay $6 per acre per practice per year. So you can kind of stack some of that on top of each other. But if you're doing the practice and it's working well for you agronomic and you want to do this, then it can kind of help offset some of those costs. And there are a lot of other, players out there, and I think lots of pieces, and people are just trying to figure out where's it best fit, like what's it best fit for the farm. But one thing that I've sort of at least seen, in my opinion, is they become more favorable to the farming system and just fitting better. And so I think that's a good thing for the farmer. So we kind of have people kind of out in the field helping growers do this, because it especially in the first year, it can be kind of daunting, right? Just the new system, because a lot of it is run by data, which is one of the values we have with Field View, is kind of automatically bringing in some of that data in the home. It relieves some of that burden of the data collection piece, because a lot of this is run off models. So these models that try to model essentially crop growth and the environment and the carbon cycle kind of all mixed into one. So it takes lots of data to make it accurate. So it's kind of that balance of getting enough data to make it accurate, but too much data that it's a burden. Then we also take soil samples, and we try to kind of marry those things on top of each other, kind of that, kind of annual cycle of the model, and then every few years or 5 years, I guess, of the soil sampling. But from the farmer standpoint, a lot of it's just providing some of that agronomic info that feeds the models. We ask usually for field photos to kind of help with that verification piece. I think that's a fairly common piece. The remote sensing is a little hit or miss. We're kind of working on that and using a little bit of that as well. So we're trying to piece together things that, one, are easy for the farmer, because if it's not easy for the farmer, they don't want to stick around and they're not happy. So all of the things that we're doing, we're trying to make it easier on the farmer, and one, kind of just maintain accuracy and quality, because I think one of the biggest concerns, even on our end, but the consumer end and everything, is like the quality of all of this. And so the better we can be, the better data we can collect, I think the higher quality asset comes out of this at the end of the day. Yeah, best place to go for us is bayerforground.com. That's where you find us, where you find the agronomy team, some of the discounts, but that's where you also sign up for Carbon Program, or even see if you're eligible, what practices might fit, crops and all of that. You can see it all there.